What's up, everybody? Oh, bugger. Have I broken this? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I thought I did? Perhaps? Maybe. Restart session. Okay, that should fix things. Okay, so you're wondering, Rifkin, where's your face? Where's that ugly mug that we've all come to know and love? So the problem is, I'll give you guys a quick TLDR. Well, actually, I don't need to. I forgot. I put it on the screen. Look down below. Stuff broke over the weekend, and I'm waiting to get it replaced. I ordered it through Amazon Prime. I was hoping it would be here before the cast, but it's likely not going to get here till after the cast. So I currently have one monitor, which is going to make it a little bit difficult to do chat stuff, but I got it on my phone today, which I don't normally do, and hopefully that will work out. And my webcam broke, and my AC broke, and things just went poorly. We actually did a mini talk show, if you check the VODs, talking about what happened. It was, well, my internet was lagging so bad that I couldn't even stream this weekend, so we discovered that with frame drops, you can still stream a talk show, apparently. And that went about as well as you would imagine. We had like Terminator and a couple of the subs come on to talk on the stream. It was kind of fun, actually. I actually really enjoyed it. And I would, if people enjoyed that, I would do it again. But I don't know. It's like a whatever thing. Anyways, hello and good morning. Of course, casting today with Zombie. Zombie, how you doing? Psych, just kidding. She's flying home from France. Dummies. You should be following us on Twitter so that you know things like this. I don't know why I'm being so mean. I am tapped out right now, so I think brackets will be coming up soon. We have a lot of freaking signups today, which is really cool. But right now, I gotta do catch up because I asked you guys to stop subscribing, but none of you listened. So thank you to Radagast or Radishgast for subscribing brand new. Gilgo subbed brand new. GGTR Cabbage has just subscribed brand new. Now, I don't know whether these are Twitch Prime subs or like normal subs. Not that there's any difference, I suppose, but thank you guys so much. Strathius as well with the new sub. Then we got a big chain of resubs who suck. So thank you, no thank you, Mr. Brian SC for the 11 months. A Barthisty for the 32 months. Get out of here, kid. Raymar cheered for 1,500 bits. Sub right now. No, don't. Bitstorm with 24 months. I'm just going to like full Sundari on the cast today. I'm not going to thank anybody else. Be like, Becca, don't sub to me. It's not like I wanted you to anyways. Bitstorm for the 24 months. That's 2 big long years. Thomas 2K with 23 months. Almost the same. Dominch has subbed for 20 months. It says, guys, stop subbing. Rifkin's mom bought him this new laptop, and it gets really hot when people subscribe, so please stop. Vivid Oblivion for the 22 months says, no, I cannot stop subbing Ace Vampire, but you capitalized the A in Ace, so the emoticon code would not go through. You, sir, have failed. Then, if only Queens had more range, resubbed for 7 months just now. If only BaseTradeTV had more subs. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I do believe that catches us up. Mr. Charles says, BaseTradeTV, I thought you were at the hardware. I had to get the hardware store for the cords for this microphone, bro. You would not be able to hear me right now if I didn't go to the store yesterday and fish around through Best Buy for some XLR cables. Because those cords broke as well. Anyways, I do have to pull up one more thing. I keep forgetting, like, I'm trying to do this thing with my Patreon. It's a tiny little Patreon. Don't think anything poorly of it, guys. It's trying its hardest, okay? And I don't have a lot of great rewards. But one of them is I'm supposed to shout people out on stream more often, and I keep forgetting to do it. So, getting this out of the way before the show starts today so I don't forget. Thank you to Tom KD, Aylis, Jumper Legs, Marish, and our Lord and Savior, Bobble Convolute. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on my Patreon. Super duper respect and love. Let's close that window. I feel like I'm going through this checklist of responsibilities. I think I'm almost done. Just waiting for our admin, Dares. If you guys don't know who Dares is, D-A-R-E-S. His name R-E-S. His name looks like it should be Dares. Okay, I think it's really stupid that his name is Dares, but that's how he swears it's pronounced. Anyways, Dares or Dares is our admin, and he's been adminning a lot of stuff for us. He's going to be adminning even more stuff in the future. He's been doing a fantastic, absolute bang-up job. He's been even posting to Reddit, helping us get more people signed up for our tournaments. I love him. I love him so much. I'm waiting for him to tell me that the brackets are final. Then we'll start fishing around for some matches. Thank you, Gun and Grave, for the 4-month resub. People asking when the show is going to get started. Like I just said, it's a matter of the brackets coming up. But again, there's a bit of a stream delay as always, so I know that you guys didn't know that just yet. But this is the first big Corsair Cup that is of 2017. Now, I do want to point out the prize money for this tournament, this weekly cup, has not changed. This format, this tournament, this is going to be the same as you know it. But if you guys look closely at the middle of the screen there, you'll see this little powered by Twitch. You might be wondering, what's that about? Well, Twitch is going to be giving a lot of extra money to create a monthly finals for these Corsair Cups. So instead of four weekly cups a month that are just worth $100 and no more, no less, now there's points associated with winning. There's extra prize money at the end of the month. The fourth cup of every month is now a monthly finals. It's been upgraded. People will be invited based on performance and points earned for the previous cups. It makes this more of a league, which is kind of cool. In clarity here, this is the exact same format as the BTSL. It's just for Europe instead of Korea. Oh, you guys with the sub train here, the resub train. Printer hands. 24 months. That's 2 years, baby. Prince Morganti with 32 months. The inverse of 23, which would be one less than that. This is rar. Y'all vampires need more subs. And then Rodin Dude for 18 months as well. Thank you guys so much. BaseTradeTV, did you check for my PayPal? Oh, right. I saw that yesterday. Remar sent me like $69 in Canadian. I don't know if you did the math or if that just worked out perfectly, but thank you, Remar. I super duper really thank you for that. All right, Dare's asking just a couple of things. So I guess the reason we were a little bit delayed on getting this started was we had a live, for example, in the chat channel, but not checked in, but he signed up. So we're trying to make sure that everybody was in. Mana was kind of the same way. I know Mana's streaming his matches today, by the way, so I don't know how much of Mana's games we'll be casting over here, but absolutely would recommend checking out his channel on Twitch. He's not using a stream delay, unlike us, however, so it could be a bit awkward. Looks like Lily Caneen's also going to be streaming some of his games. Cool, cool, cool. But, this is really tough using my phone for chat, I'm not going to lie, guys. I cannot tell you how much I have missed the second monitor. Like, my life, this is first world problems hell. I hate using one monitor. Ugh. Anyways, brackets are not set. They're not final. A lot of players, but I'm astonished. Actually, I should bring this up. So we had like enough for almost a full round of 64. Not everybody's checked in, so that's going to be less. But I thought with everyone going to WESG, there'd be less players than normal playing today, but we've got even more. Frank Unfeta just subbed for 12 months. Yeah, 1 freaking year. Dude, do me a favor. Take a second. Don't whisper me. Whispers don't work. You got to direct message the channel so that after the broadcast is done, I can run your name through the bot. It'll verify that you've been subbed for 12 months, which I mean we know, and it'll paste you a message so you can get your part 2 in real life. Okay, bracket is final according to Dares, so let's take a look at some of these matches. Not a lot of particularly crazy ones, but if Healer's actually here, him versus SortOf could be really fun. Keen's playing the top side. Goblin versus Optimus wouldn't be too bad either. Alright, there's Healer. I'm going to ask if he wants to get cast. If he does, then we'll get that first one going. Map is going to be Overgrowth. Alright. Going to cast Healer versus SortOf first. I'll host. Healer and SortOf are playing on Overgrowth, and it's a best of 3. We actually have a round that is best of 1s. I cannot believe it. That's how many people actually signed up to play today. That shit just don't happen. Alright, for those who don't know, Healer is a Terran, SortOf is a Zerg. Thank you to Braves03, or X-Braves03, 16-month on the resubs. Just finally got my part 2 coin a few days ago. Thanks, BaseTrade. Dude, if you haven't already, tweet us a picture of you with that sweet coin, man. I love when people do that. Just lets me know that people actually get them and stuff. looks like we should be good to go. Sort of says he's ready. Healer says he's ready. Alright, let's get into it. Now, I should warn you guys. The brackets look a little bit funny. If you look, actually, as you all know... Oh, wait, there's... has mucked it up a bit. I've told him to correct it, though. If you guys look at the brackets, they look a little bit funny, and at a first glance, you might be like, why, Rifkin? What is so funny about those brackets? Well, you'll note that every round has a starting map, and that's loser's pick, as per usual. That's business as normal. The finals, however, say a mystery surprise, and the mystery surprise is actually going to be up to you guys today on stream. I'll go over this in a moment. I want to get this first best of 3 out of the way, and I'll wait till we have a few more people tuned in watching. So, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off our day, 2 absolutely fantastic Europeans here in the Corsair Cup. Bottom left side, we got the blue Zerg player. It's SortOf. And up to right, we got the red Terran healer. Bit of an underdog when it comes to the matchup, but it should be noted that, funny enough, SortOf is only ranked at Masters League, and Healer is ranked at Grandmasters. Healer actually won the hearts of a lot of people on BaseTradeTV a little while ago when he was playing some mech styles and getting not even great games, but sometimes extreme victories with really weird builds like the Fast Banshees. And for me, kind of stuck in my heart afterwards. I don't know what he's playing nowadays. I have no idea if he's going to play mech, the regular 2-1-1, however you want it to be. SortOf, though, has been looking to be in pretty good fashion. Got to see a bit of him recently if you guys have been watching other channels. But we'll see how he's doing here today. The Corsair Cup is meant to be a bit more of a casual thing, but again, with the league points and a little bit more prize money every single month, I'm hoping that we'll start seeing more of these guys turning out more regularly. Context, by the way, this is totally where we're going to have like the esports dick measuring contest real quick. ESL, I believe, is like a $75 cup weekly with a like €200 monthly finals, I want to say. Those numbers are not maybe exactly accurate, but it's lower. It's lower. This is $100 weekly with 400 monthly. So I'm hoping that with all the people who compete in the ESL events, it'll be more enticing to play for some of the money here. Now, I will note that we've not scheduled this at the same time, and there'll be no conflicts. We're not looking to start fights with ESL or go over StarCraft. But my point is that we got Twitch and Corsair to thank for putting all this money into it, making it possible, making it happen. That's a lot of words, and I'm not going to be able to read all that before it disappears from the screen. So, Fractal Cactyl, thank you so much. As again, I'm on my phone, and I don't really have great access to Twitch chat, so rip and pepperonis. But thank you for the resub, as well as Devin Wolf for the 27 months slightly before that. I'll get caught up with messages, I guess, between games, guys, because I can't really read them so easily today. Now, Healer has opened with double Cyclones. Nice to see. I thought this would be maybe that second factory coming down, but it is just 2 Cyclones. So looking to play a little bit of at least mech for the opening. Sort of in the meantime takes a third back at home, and he's playing Zerg about as expected. Got some Lings out early, was worried about Reapers. I guess it's worth noting he didn't go for the super fast pull for those 2 Lings that get across the map for the command center cancel. I think that's been figured out by a lot of Terrans, and they're just not sending that 1 Reaper across the map anymore anyways, kind of like what Healer's done here. So makes more sense just to play a little bit defensive, but not over defensive. Devin Wolf just cheered for 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. Says, how many people signed up to play? I think we had like 68 signups, but I don't know how many checked in. Enough for a round of 64. If Dares is in chat, he can give you guys the answers. But anyways, Cyclones make quick work of those Zerglings. And while this is not exactly the mech all-in we see out of players like Innovation and others, like pretty much every time on Whirlwind, I was expecting something maybe to do with tanks, as we've been seeing a lot of the Koreans and foreigners do. Take advantage of this ledge, get kind of annoying. However, going for the 2 Cyclones, it's a good chunk of damage, but the emphasis on the Hellions afterwards makes me really curious on this. Armory comes down, it's going to be Hellbats. He used the extra gas that he saved from not making Cyclones to go for that Viking, get whatever out of the starport, but this is, for me, not great against what SortOf's doing, because for Healer, don't forget, he didn't scout anything this game. He has no idea whether it's Roaches, whether it's Lings, whether it's Banelings, Queens, a fast layer. It's going to be Roaches. Frankly, Hellbats and 2 Cyclones alone are not going to stand up well against Roaches. Maybe he's looking to do a drop and just Hellbats through that, but I mean, generally speaking... Wait, he put the armory in the front wall? Is he crazy? Healer, are you crazy? I know you're a BaseTradeTV subscriber, man. I hope this works. I just feel like that's such a vulnerable and very important building to have out there on the front line. But okay, as he comes down the middle of the map, I do think SortOf is more than well defended or prepared to defend against this. It is a considerably large amount of Hellions. There will be a lot of Hellbats, and that's kind of cool. The Cyclones will bring a little bit of damage, I suppose, but I've got more faith in the Roaches and the Ravagers in this one. The Raven coming up behind this is a little bit odd and kind of cool. I'm really curious to see how he uses it. He was attacking his own Cyclone. I'm not sure if on purpose or trying to kill a creep tumor. Either way, okay, that Cyclone's pretty badly damaged. This fight doesn't go so hot, and he picks up to fly away. 2 Cyclones get out of there alive with a medevac, but all the Hellbats die, and they do not trade so hot, despite the fact that they're fired. I guess it is worth noting, though, that at least Hellbats are only mineral-based, so he's not looking so bad on the resources lost tab just yet. But the problem here is SortOf's on a 3rd base. He's got a pretty considerable amount of drones, and he's still droning behind this. Looking at what Healer has, it's like a Raven, 2 Cyclones, a Banshee, maybe. I don't have the greatest faith in the defense here. But if he can hold, it's going to truly be magnificent. That's for certain. Auto turret does a lot of damage, but it's only on the ground for like 7 seconds, so that's going to disappear pretty quick. 4 Cyclones is better than 2, but still hard to fight against Roaches. SCV's trying to get pulled. They should have probably tried to repair that armory. I don't know, man. They're soaking some hits, trying to buy some time, but losing that armory is going to suck. Loses the weapon upgrades. No chance for Hellbats anymore. Hitting with the Cyclones, pulling back to repair. Banshee's finally out. She'll, I guess, push this back. Healer losing 10 workers? You know what? Honestly, manageable, but still not great. Of course, he's a little bit worried about leaving the Banshee on auto attack because Corsair might kill it, but I think that Healer is perhaps taking a little too much. Again, the SCV count's really high, but there's no... I guess there's a 3rd CC, excuse me. I assumed that there was no 3rd CC because I just saw the Hellion heavy opener. It's a lot of minerals to use up, but actually, let's back up for a second here. 14 workers dead is a lot of workers dead. However, the fact that he's going to be able to move on to that 3rd, and he's got air tech going, I'm really curious about. So the armory being lost, that really sucks. That's going to cost him. That's going to cost him not money, minerals, but so much time. Because while this goes on, while the armory gets rebuilt, an infestation pit starts up, and SortOf's probably thinking about hive tech at this point, even. Not really anything else. Hydra's coming out, maybe it's infestors to pair with it. But what I find most interesting about what's happened here, not the damage that Healer took, not the damage that SortOf did or didn't do, it's the Hyperflight rotor upgrade that's coming out so quickly behind this. Hyperflight rotors makes the Banshees so fast, there's actually almost nothing that can catch them, detection-wise. Mutas are fast enough to stay on top of them, but the Overseers are not, even with Overlord speed. So Healer might be able to do some shenanigans, and if he does, respect, it's going to be cool to see. Sport Crawlers are pretty good, generally speaking, and it looks like SortOf has them down, but that being said, 5-4 Banshees, they can actually take down Sport Crawlers pretty quick. Banshees have some of the better damage when it comes to units in this game. A couple of missile turrets placed down because I guess anti-air is lacking. But SortOf didn't go that direction. Also, this cluster of depots is so just, I can't look at it. I've been there before, man. I know those Terran woes. It's like supply block. He is putting a wall up on the left side though, so that's gonna be kind of nice. Prevent just any sort of walk-bys. Army type out of SortOf though. Hydras, a lot of Hydras. It's a lot of fast damage as well. Hellions aren't quite gonna cut it. However, if the Raven has the energy for it, a point defense drone kicks the ass of Hydras because it lets his units fight underneath them safely. That being said, though, if he panics for 2 auto turrets, it's a lot of damage, but there's no Overseers. Realizing this quickly, pounces with the Banshees, but the Overseer comes from the backside, and boom! 3 Banshees go down immediately. Raven not going to get a chance to put down the point defense drone. Everything just kind of falling apart here for Healer, and I think this was honestly a fight he may have been able to finagle, but I don't think ever was going to trade well. It SortOf is just kind of stuttering around with these Hydras. Not a problem for him. These units are just too fantastic for the situation. GG's get called, and SortOf, ladies and gentlemen, takes the first game in this best of 3. That will leave it to Healer's map selection, though. He gets to pick what map he wants. That's the loser's advantage in this tournament. And he wants Newkirk Precinct. If Baby wants Newkirk Precinct, Baby's gonna get Newkirk Precinct. Alright, sort of needs just a moment as he's gonna load the unit preloader. He's lagging a little bit in game, perhaps. Hopefully it's not too bad. Anyways, what was that long message? Since we got some time here. Jumper Legs for 12 months on that resub. Dude, send me a direct message here on the channel. Not a whisper. Whispers don't work. So I can get you a partook sent out. He says, hey, what up, Base Trade and everyone? 12 months. Hi. Fractal Cactal said, I got a Corsair Strafe trademark keyboard with brown switches for Christmas, and it's amazing. Highly recommend. Perfect score, 5 out of 7. How do you have a perfect score and it's 5 out of 7? That doesn't make sense. And they put stars. How did you make those stars? What the well, I hope there's some genuine sincerity there. I actually love Corsair keyboards. K70 over here on my end. Rapid fire. Hey, Replicator, hitting us up with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you kindly. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for that sub. Of course, all this energy I have right now is going to disappear over the course of the cast. I already have forgotten whether I mentioned it or not, but I did not sleep, so I've been up since yesterday. Nice. This is, of course, in anticipation of the Alima League, which is later tonight. Zombie Grub should be back for the Alima League, by the way, guys. So I'm going to basically finish the cast, sleep like a log, and then wake up for the Alima League. Let's get the in-game scene up. Whoop. All right. Map number 2. Also, I would hope that the stream looks good for everybody today. You'll notice we're using 1080 on 60 FPS. I'll explain more on that in a moment because that turns out I am a moron. But in the bottom right side, we have the Blue Terran player, the base tradian defender, I suppose. It's Healer. And well, his first game didn't work out for him. I'm still rooting for him, okay, guys? It's the 2-1 comeback. Just wait for it. Bottom left, of course, his opponent, in this case, the villain. He's up 1-0. It's sort of. And thank you very much to Feathers for that sub. Twitch Prime sub, too. Good to see all these Twitch Prime subs. I guess just quick general reminder, if you guys are using your Twitch Prime sub on BaseTradeTV, first off, thank you for choosing us. But secondly, remember that it's not automatic, and you will have to reapply it manually each month. So super duper appreciate those who take the time to remember to do that. But anyways, gotta play guesswork at Healer's openers again. Really don't know which direction this will go. Maybe he'll be aiming for that mech. I definitely, well, I don't think it worked out well for him. I can see the potential of what he was going for. And I think a lot of that would have worked out well if sort of didn't have full eyes on his base. If he wasn't sitting there with an Overlord and scouting and ready for what he was throwing at him. Just had another sub come in. Who was this one? Fatally J1. Twitch Prime again. Nice. But anyways, Healer, yeah, it's gonna be question marks out of him. Sort of, though, you'll note he didn't take his pull right away. In fact, played it a little bit I'm not even gonna like classify this. It's just him not scared, I think is the best way to phrase that. That last game was not too much of a sweat for him, and more to the point, this map is not really a Reaper heavy map. You're not typically doing 3-Rax Reapers on Newkirk. Although, don't get me wrong, you cast Kelazur on this map, and you're probably gonna see some 3-Rax Reapers. So I think for Healer, just playing towards that mech style again is my best guess. I'm a big fan of mech, guys. I'm a real big fan of mech, and I want him to make it work. I really do. I also really want to see a pro gamer pull out like some Nathanias style mech at some point. And I'm talking like battle cruisers, baby. That being said, what do we have now for view? I'll take this about 1,000 viewers or so. We'll talk about the mystery finals for today's cup as far as the maps go, because you, the viewers, are going to have an influence. Third Command Center starts up pretty quickly out of Healer, by the way, so curious on that. it's not a bad thing to do, but if he is going to be aiming towards the direction of Hellions and Cyclones of any variety, those are expensive units, and by going for command centers quick, you really do force yourself to not afford them, basically. Yeah, it starts up 2 Hellions. Now, I'd like, if this is like Hellions for a little bit of harass, a couple of home for the defense, I mean, there's Lings coming. There's Lings coming. Boy, there's Lings coming. But that being said, I think that 2 Hellions should be able to hold them off, even if speed's complete. That gas, where is that gas going? I expected a starport to be starting up lickety split, but it goes for a fast stim, so we're not going to see Mac out of healer. Feels sad, man. Like it says Zeepa's up. Nice. But sort of got a pretty important scout. I mean, he'd been ducking in and out with the Overlord anyways, I think to double confirm, but he saw the Tech Lab spinning. He's going to know it's bio this time around. And as cool as it was to see a really fast Roach Ward in game number 1, I don't think that's the direction he takes here in game 2. It's most likely going to be Bailey Nest and the more standard stuff we're used to seeing. Thank you to Ebert42 as well as Food Over Steroids for those Twitch Prime subs. I guess I would take food over steroids because I don't think you could live on just steroids alone, but you could live on food. Unless that food is made of steroids. I don't even know. Yeah, well, healer is gonna have a lot of mules early on thanks to this command center, so the income graph is gonna be pretty nice to look at for him. In fact, as we can see, lots and lots of little Terran blips. But I think sort of actual 3 bases with what's soon to be a good lead of work. It's already a pretty nice lead of workers, but like a really good lead of workers is going to be what's ultimately going to win out. Thin Ballad. I thought that said Thin Man Bald. Thin Man Ballad. Twitch Prime sub. Shout out to thank you. I really thought that said Thin Bald Man for the moment. That's, I don't know if that's dyslexia or what that is. Anyways, double engineering bays, double upgrades. I mean, we're going to see a little bit more of a quote-unquote normal game. Not going to say that's necessarily better or not, but it was pretty noteworthy how what almost felt like easy sort of shut down healer last game was for SortOf. So I understand and respect the choice to go towards bio. SortOf is actually, to speak a little bit more on him, he's been playing games for a long time. He's had his swing of good and bad here and there, but he was one of the few players that wasn't too bad at handling mech back in HOTS. And granted, mech back then is very different than the mech we're seeing nowadays. He's a player who was not at all inexperienced going into it. Third CC is pretty much set up and good to go. SCV is transferred as well, so healer's going to have that income still rocking and rolling pretty steady. I do want to note that his starport came down considerably late. I do believe he got this after his 5th set of barracks were queued up. I mean, yeah, third CC is going to give you a little bit of extra money, and having some extra Marines out early is nice, but if you're going into the heat of battle and you've got like 1 Viking, 2 medevacs, 2.5 medevacs. Like, you know, it's just, you need the medevac support. It's not Marines that make everyone go, well, I guess actually I was going to say it's not Marines that make people go balance crazy, but it actually is. Everyone hates Marines. Nice unit, right? But it's the medevacs that kind of give them that kick up to like tier 2 and tier 3. Marines alone are not that hot. Debunk. The one true Riamar just subbed to the channel, and Mirror 1989 for the 22 months. Thank you so much. Almost 2 years of base trade, and then I missed the rest of it before it disappeared. I'm sorry. I'll read the rest later. Banleys coming in are going to be really interesting. We do have Hellbats to soak some of those hits, maybe eat some of those Zergling shots as well. The Banleys get scattered by the Reaper, and I think that was actually a bad thing in that case. Healer was hoping that would scatter them, maybe be able to focus fire them down a bit, but it just brought them closer to the Marines. Well, he's going to head up north with the medevacs. There are not that many bases, but there's some creep spread that he can work on trying to clean up. Meanwhile, I guess the reinforcements just kind of queued up and getting healed in the middle. Sasha Austin for the 12 months. Amazing. Same drill you should know as everybody else. Send us a direct message here on the channel. Not a PM, not a whisper, but a direct message. Well, I guess PM actually works. Direct message about your Partouf so we can get one sent out to you ASAP. Thank you for subscribing for so long. But Marines do find some area in the top to unload. It's in vision of SortOf. Oh, hey, quick note. Shout out to SortOf. SortOf's using the app with her voice modulator. I kind of forgot we were doing this for a while because all the Korean players we kept checking for were just lame and using the default. But, oh, Bentley hits were almost too good. Healer does pick up and have to disengage. I wonder what's Healer using voice commander-wise? Yeah, see, Healer's just using the default adjutant. I mean, boring. SortOf's using Abathur, though. So that's got some respect, man. Oh, wow, just checking his vision, too. He's got a lot of vision thanks to these creep tumors. He's got overlords spread out around the map, too, so he's going to catch any drops. And, oh, there's just no way Healer's going to sneak anything in here. He's going to have to rely on some good control. His macro's been not bad. Healer's actually got the supply lead going into this, but that being said, you could throw 50 Marines at like a smaller Zerg army, but if all those Marines are clumped up and eat the banelings, you're still going to lose that fight. But I've just been so focused on watching SortOf for the last couple minutes, and he's got an upgrade lead that's about to be evened up. Healer's supply just looking fantastic. SortOf's actually going to be the one who has to pull out all the stops here. He's moving towards Hive Tech, and don't get me wrong, Ultras and Broodlords and all these other things are going to be nice, but if Healer's looking to go for the throat and go for the jugular, take that kill, it's a lot of Widow Mines and a lot of Marines to do it with. He's a little bit high in the SCV count. Honestly, you don't see Terran with that many, especially on 3 bases, but I don't really care about that because I'm looking at the 75 Marines. These Widow Mines, if they get half-decent shots, paired up with a couple of the Marines just getting cost-effective trades, kind of like what we see here even, I think this will be a pretty good fight for Healer if he can take it off creep. But as I said, SortOf's got a lot of creep spread. I don't think he'll be easily baited off of creep. Cutting backward, though. Here comes that Widow Minefield. I don't think SortOf was ready for it, but the Lings eat up most of the Widow Mines, so the Banelings roll through, only to get focus fired down. Now going for that push. Still up in supply and still up in army supply. Healer's also got some Liberators on that front line. Not sure how good the Queens will or won't be, but they're going to try what they can. Lots of transfuses to keep these drones alive a little bit longer. Baneling's not getting focused down, so these Marines are going to take some pretty nasty hits. Lots of medevacs for the remaining units, though, and still SortOf has to pull back. Perhaps he got a little bit too greedy with that Hive Tech and perhaps more focus on layer. I don't know, but the point is, Healer's coming in with a pretty nice force. SortOf's also choked out behind his Queens. Banelings couldn't quite fit through. Now they get egged to the army. Marauders are not soaking the hits. Marines running for their lives, but again, off of creep, those fights are going to go for Healer. On creep, it's a little bit tougher to justify, but the Queen count's finally been called. That army supply still double that of SortOf's, and Healer is looking for a win here. He goes to the mineral lines. He's got only Lings to have to worry about at this point. Soaking those Banelings with those Marines. Body shot for body shot. Starts losing some of the guys on the backside, and he's got to pull up and back the hell away. Now here's where it gets problematic for Healer, though. What he's been tussling with have been little tier 1, you know, Lings and Banelings, a couple of Queens. Now the big boys are coming out. Ultralisks. Ultras are not nearly as unkillable as they have been known to be through this entire expansion, but still good nonetheless. They will require some support, and if SortOf keeps losing too many Lings and too many Banlings, those Ultras are going to be coming in just one at a time and easily kited down, easily killed by the Liberators. In fact, I didn't even realize the eggs were here that they were hatching from, so he's going to get 2 of them without kiting his plating, possibly and potentially. Oh, it's just 1. Excuse me, those were Zerglings. That's awkward. While this goes on, there's a bit of a Ling run by. These depots provide some awesome amazing. It's amazing! Shout out back to that stuff from earlier. Does get into the mineral lines, but Healer is still pushing. Now, a lot of the medevacs actually lived from that previous fight, which is not what we're usually used to seeing. This usually Corruptors or Mutalisks, or at least with like 50 Queens, you pick off the medevacs, I suppose. Didn't quite work out that way for SortOf. Yeah, a lot of Lings have died in the making of this game. Those Liberators are just going to be fantastic, though. Without Corruptors, I mean, he doesn't even need Liberator range here for this to work. Whether they're picking off Lings, Banlings, Ultralisks, shots are going to get fired, damage is going to get done. SortOf starts getting baited off the creep, and that's where those Marauders are just going to tear through everything. Kindness Plating was not ready for this fight, just now completed. But that being said, all the Lings have been cleaned out. The Banlings are gone. There's no support for these Ultras. And even though they're on the max level of armor upgrades with Kindness Plating, there's not enough Queens alive for transfuses, and there's not enough army supply to support them. They're going to die. The army's going to eventually just kite them and stim them down. Queen's trying to get on top of the Liberator's not going to happen, though. Ultralisks go down, and Healer ties up the series 1-1. Hey, Nothing Man 32, thank you for the 22-month resub. That's a lot of numbers in your name, and it makes me scared because it's almost like math. That being said, guys, it is going to be SortOf's map pick. We're going to go to a small commercial break. I'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 3 currently underway, and oh no, I've not considered this. How am I going to run commercials? Oh, with only one monitor. I think there's a command you can do in chat. I think just like slash commercial 120. Did that work? Did anyone get ads? Okay, I don't actually I don't know if that worked or not. If you guys are hearing this and you watched commercials, please be honest, let me know. I love your faces, thank you so much, etc. But let's get into the game. It's map number 3. Things are tied up now 1-1. It's spawning here in the upper right side of Habitation Station. We've got the blue Zerg player. It's SortOf. Top left, of course, is going to be the red Terran healer. Strathia say no ads for me. Well, if you guys are Twitch Prime or what's the other one called? Twitch Turbo users. Luckily, you will never get ads anyways. I know people have actually requested and complained about us not doing subscriber free ads, but just so everyone's fully aware, we still need that ad money. So I'm sorry, subscribers, but you guys should know at this point, especially if you've been subbed for more than a month, we do our ads very responsibly, and never ever will you see gameplay footage missed due to watching a commercial. Now, Healer has done a couple of different things. Game 1, he went mech, didn't work out so hot. Game 2 goes bio and actually ends up kicking SortOf's butt. And the coolest part of me for that was respect to the macro. When Healer put down 5 barracks pretty much before he went for 1 starport, I was worried. I'm like, you're not dropping, you're not causing pressure. Dude, I think you're gonna lose 2-0. But I was wrong, and his macro kicked ass that game. I think SortOf like had the right idea for things, but he got caught. It was like one of those things where, had he maybe seen a little bit different information, had he seen like the emphasis on the 5 barracks earlier rather than later, he may not have emphasized Hive as fast. I don't know, but SortOf's a very smart player, and small mistakes like that are actually kind of far and few. But again, Healer's no schmuck who requires luck. Hey, that rhymes. This young buck. He's Grandmaster, and he's good, and he's won games before, and he's taken best of 3s from pros in our tournaments, so he's not some random guy who needs me to make excuses for him. But I will say, it was a lot of his own macro, and maybe a little bit of mistakes out of SortOf. But again, this map was SortOf's selection, the advantage for the loser. I'll see what he is playing for this. I know, I always want something really dirty whenever I see Zerg. Like, everyone knows, okay, confirmation, Terran bias for Rifkin, sure, whatever, but like, I always want something super dirty from Zerg. I want to see those Nidus worms. I want to see the all-ins work. I mean, I get mad and frustrated when people do them to me, but I love watching them. It's like ZvT in a nutshell for me. I actually love watching more than playing that match. But hey, thank you to Mad1 for that Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for the support. Man, I said I was going to be like all tsundere about thanking people today. I'm not very good at that. And it looks like a couple of people said they did see ads. Okay, so I guess I can just type that in chat then, /commercial when we're going to run commercials. Again, I have 1 monitor. I have not had to use 1 monitor since, oh god, I don't even know when. When I lived in Toronto with Zombie Grub last year and we brought our laptops, I brought an extra monitor in my suitcase. I had 2 monitors then even, okay? I'm using 1 monitor right now. I feel like I've been sent back to the Stone Age. Like, am I using a Macintosh too without knowing it? I don't. How do I open the Oregon Trail? That's what it feels like. I'm playing the casting Oregon Trail with 1 monitor. Anyways, actually, I don't know if he's lurking around today. I should say big thanks to Rurikar if he's around. He's actually recommended some monitors for me and threw a couple of bucks my way to try and get one of them. So that's one of the things that was ordered on Amazon Prime over the weekend. But he knows I love him. Anyways, Stim Pack coming out of Healer. Couple barracks down really quick. Again, second barracks before the factory. This one looks a little bit more normal. This looks a little bit more like what you would expect to see out of the Korean Terrans. So I'm excited to see whether Healer can pull this off. As you cannot simply just go Beyond's build and be as good as Beyond. It does take a little bit of execution as well. SortOf has, once again, taken that 3rd very quickly as well. He's got a nice queen count out at 5. That's plenty, 6 even, excuse me. He's got plenty to actually fight off pushes. But that Banliness and these Lings, you know, he's gotten a decent scout with that Overlord poking in. I think he knows exactly what the opener was going to be. So this being the most common thing Terran players are doing, I don't think will catch him off guard. And he is pretty well prepared for this back, I might say. But what is a little bit odd, I suppose, is that there is more than the regular amount of Marines. There's a significant more amount of Marines. So if these guys are ready to rock and roll, he gets that third medevac out quick. There we go. Wouldn't mind walks across the map even. He could get a little bit more extra for this. But thank you, Backdoor, for that Twitch Prime sub. We'll see if Healer takes the front door, however. Just takes control of the watchtower for the time being. That's called a segue, by the way, guys, and it was smooth. Bit of a crazy stim, but it's to clean up creep tumors and reach in for queens. He does pick off 2 queens right away. Actually, a pretty fantastic start for Healer in this engagement, but at the same time, sort of does push him back. So, bit of an asterisk. Goes to retake that watchtower. He's gonna have to spend some time healing up these Marines. A lot of them are very low. But he also might just consolidate and push. I mean, this is a timing where he's got +1 on his side. I think he's executed the opener pretty flawlessly. Now it's up to SortOf to somehow fight against this. I said I didn't think SortOf would take that much damage, but I also didn't expect SortOf to lose 2 queens right away for what seemed like almost free. That medevac didn't take that much damage for it. Normally you'd expect a medevac to be like in the red for the cost of a queen's health, you know what I mean? So, not to say he's doing anything wrong, but that's Healer being quite scary for you. He's wouldn't mind set up in the far back, so he's already looking to kite back off of the creep if he gets stuck in a bad situation. However, ends up eating a pretty bad bailing hit. Medevac gets pulled back as well. Wouldn't mind's gonna do some friendly fire, kills a couple of Marines, and this ends up going pretty badly for Healer, to be honest. Sort of with some really nice guesswork, by the way. Manually detonates the banelings over top of the Widow Mines because he did not have detection. That was cool. That's like big respect on the cool points for that one. Thank you, Bang Doza, for the Twitch Prime subs. His 4th month. Yay! Have fun with the Oregon Trail. Yo, I died of dysentery. of not having meat. I've never beaten that game when I was little. I remember actually that was probably, I can't say it was a rage quit, but it was like a rage pivot. I remember getting so mad at the Oregon Trail and losing at it for like the umpteenth time that I loaded up Math Blaster. And Math Blaster, to me, it seemed like such a lame game because it was basically, oh, you're gonna trick me into doing homework? I don't think so, computer. Ugh. But I ended up loving Math Blaster because of my rage for Oregon Trail. So, I don't know, whatever. Middle of the map does have the creep coming back down. Lots of tumors placed by these queens. Good chunk of energy, too. 4th base was taken out of SortOf as he starts saturating that up. 70 drones is a pretty nice number to be on. Healer's 3rd is down on location, just now becoming an orbital. And, I don't know, he doesn't quite have that magic macro that he had going on before. He's done a nice job of picking up and getting back on his feet. Looks like he's got a Liberator heading down to the south. I almost didn't see that. Liberator heading to the main 2 simultaneously, but as we can see, SortOf was ready and anticipated this. Healer does get some creep tumors while this has been going on, and that's kind of cool, I guess, but oh, these Liberators are meant to be a real sneak attack. Unfortunately, with Overlords at every part of his base, he's going to be seen coming from a mile away every time. That Spire's going to finish up in a moment, too, and it's a little bit awkward because I'm not sure whether Healer is going to want to have to deal with that. Last game, he didn't have to deal with that. Habitation normally has this one little sweet spot you can go to, but I actually don't know if it needs Liberator range or not. Either way, the Liberator is quickly dealt with by the Queen, so getting about 7 drone kills isn't too shabby, but not great either. Missile turrets in the middle of the map, I guess, is one thing to help and aid with your anti-air problems. I thought the SUVs were just here to repair, and I was going to start making little Star Wars repair droid references to the X-Wings, but never mind. No R2-D2s here. Move along, folks. Ling's giving chase. I'm not sure if it's just me. These look like they're moving real fast today on creep. I know no balance changes happen, and they are actually not moving faster, but it just... Like, I want to make it clear, I am very sober right now. But I'm kind of like having one of those, whoa, man, Ling's really fast on creep, man, sort of moments. You just come to the main, and while there's a missile turret in the middle of the map, there's unfortunately nothing in that mineral line and nothing in this mineral line, and looks to be, yep, nothing in that mineral line either. Although there's a lot of Marines nearby. Healer's going to have to pull those back. He's losing a lot of workers for this. He's got the Marines at his fingertips, stims back to go in. Meanwhile, he's still thinking about pressuring. He's cleaned up a lot of creep. He's gained a lot of ground, but SortOf's killed 16 workers. And also, Oh, well, this Baneling's going to get a pretty nice hit on the Marines. This is what am I looking for? A good cluster hit, but it's not going to get it. Marines trade not badly, though. Healer's still not exactly winning in supply, and that's a lot more Banelings. Unleash the beast! Sort of forces a big old pickup, and that's a lot of Banelings to have to run away from. But as I was saying, the mutas, okay, they're actually on top of the tech labs. They're on top of production. They had kept half of the army from joining the front lines. This is bad, and this is, frankly, horrifying for somebody like Healer in his position right now. What am I seeing on that front line once again? Not getting a chance to burrow. Bailey's already on top of the main army. Remember, guys, his production's camped. He doesn't have a round 2 as he loses everything. 8 Marines picked up, but GG's get called and SortOf. He's going to take that series with a nice 2-1. Quick thank yous to Bobble Convolute, to Magic Monkey. Thank you guys for subbing to the channel. Was that 35 and 25 months, respectively? Nice. All right, let's figure out what our next matchup's going to be. We got some people advancing on forward already, and SortOf is going to move on to fight against somebody in Nitix. I'm not sure if TLO has an opponent yet or not. I know he's waiting around earlier. I know walkovers have also been happening too. Bly versus Hush. Ooh, I want to cast. Okay, we're going to get into Bly versus Hush. So small commercial break while we get that set up, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.